Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today I come up with a couple of definitions. I'm going to explain you different definitions, which is very helpful in understanding the socialization process. And first of all, I need to start with yesterday's chapter. I mean, in my previous lecture, I told you about two different approaches. It was structuralism and second interactionism. Structuralism is all about the understanding of an individual with the help of institutions, and interactionism it was all about the behavior, the interaction, the action and reaction. So today, I need to explain one new terminology, which is structuration. Structuration. So structuration is a process, is a method to understand individual. So this is the best way we can understand an individual's performance and individual part in a society. This idea was given by a sociologist, Giddens. His name was Giddens, and according to him, I mean, we are not able to understand a person's, our individual's performance, his behavior, unless until we need to combine two different things together: structuralism and interactionism. So why it is important to understand all this? Because according to structuralism, it's all about you can say the collective conscience, unseen pressure on a person. With the help of this, a person shape his character, his behavior. And it's all about interactionism. Interaction is all about behavior, it's action and reaction, and how an individual behave in a certain situation or a scenario. So according to Giddens, or according to structuration, unless until we join these two different methods together to understand an individual, it is not possible. Without the absence of either this structuralism or interactionism, we're not able to understand what a person is all about. One thing. Second thing is that we need to understand one more thing. According to Giddens, basically every single person or individual have two things together to shape up as an individual. First thing is instinctive, the things which is inside, our nature, our instinct. So a person, for instance, I'm sitting in front of you, I'm just trying to teach you certain things, so I get two things together. One thing is my ability, the things which is God gifted by the Almighty. And second thing, how I shape up the whole scenario, whole things, experience, I interacting with different people, the way I studied in different institutions. So this is what we have. This is called nurturing. So nature, what is nature means? Nature is all about your instinct, biological things, inheritance. Nurturing is a process which is with the help of different social institutions, I shape up my personality. So unless until I have these two things together to be like that, a teacher. So this is important to understand. So the conclusion which Giddens gave us, according to his theory, was we have to combine two different scenarios together to have a good understanding of an individual, his performance, his character, his acting, his roles. Because every single institution have a specific roles. Every single institution has a role to be given to an individual, and any individual have this couple of roles to be act like. So this is what Kiran had. Then second thing, we have a very important definition, which is feral child. I mean, who is feral child? A person who does not have the both combination. For instance, there were two examples are given in the book. One of a small girl, she was almost 5 years old. She was raised by the pack of monkeys. Unfortunately, she lost her mother. I mean, due to certain reasons, whatever the reasons were, it was not mentioned in the book. So, I mean, that lady, girl was raised by the monkeys. So, obviously, the girl had all the instincts, all the natural stuff, all the inherited material, but she wasn't able to fulfill nurturing because she was away from humans. She does not have any idea about how the human communicate, how the human behave with each other, how the humans interact with each other. So she is totally beyond this. The second part of socialization. One second example which is given is a girl almost age 12. She is found in California, and she was raised by her parents in a very different way. I mean, she wasn't able to stand properly. She doesn't have any idea how to behave, how to even talk to humans, because And she was bound to be in a cabin by her parents. So this is important to understand. As I mentioned by Giddens, that there are two things together to shape up a person or an individual. So those child who are unaware of either the instinctive way or the nurturing, the things which are adopted by the society. So how could it possible to bring those children up? It is very obviously difficult. So at the same time, there are 2 to 3 points we need to understand. First of all, an individual need both two things together. But unfortunately, if we are not able to have both of them, for instance, if a person who is raised by monkeys, or a person or a girl who is raised in a very different or a difficult situation, she was bound to do nothing, for instance, except eating. So how could it be possible that those feral children can be a good or play a, you can say, a reasonable part in the society? Is it possible to do so? So the answer was we are living in a society. Whatever a person is are supposed to be, so we need to work on that individual to be very productive. So a girl or a person who is raised in unnatural way, like even either with a pack of animals or bound to live all alone, I mean, it is difficult to be bring up in a specific condition, unless until we have to work so hard to teach different things. It will take a lot of time to be a good citizen, to be a good individual, working, playing his or her part in the society. This is one thing we have. Second thing is that, I mean, it simply depends on a culture. So the all the debate in reference to feral children is all about which part of individual is more important, nature or nurturing. So a person who is not able to speak by birth, it is possible, if that individual uh, will be nurtured in a social way, he will be more productive as those person who is naturally having all the senses, but she is not brought up. So basically, in reference to feral children, we need to understand the importance of socialization. I keep on mentioning there are two type of socialization: the primary, the beginners one, by the parents or the family or the relatives, and the socialization, the secondary socialization, which is all about the society, all about the institutions, all about your peer groups, formal and informal factors which can shape up an individual. So this is we have in reference to the feral child. So important factor, first of all, both are important, but secondary socialization is far more important to shape up a person, because normally in secondary socialization, a person or an individual spend most of his time or her time with peers group, the workplace, institution like educational institution. So secondary socialization is far more important. Sometimes we can say that there are cultural differences. Even at this stage, the cultural differences have play a part in shaping a person's personality. So this is we have in feral child. The last thing I need to mention in it, what is the difference between I and me? So first of all, grammatically, if I simply say I, so I is a subject, the person who is going to do something. And if we talk about me, so me is object. So it is a bit easier to understand things like in a grammatical way. You can even understand like I, the person who is going to do something. Me, the person on which something has been done. So this is the basic difference as far as the grammar is concerned, and I, me. Second thing is that in terms of sociology, we need to understand every single person have two aspects: the person what I am originally, what I simply assume myself. For instance, I'm a teacher, so sometimes I become furious, I am very angry, I just try to protest, I try to give punishment to my students, but I restrict myself. You know why? Because I simply assume I'm from that profession which is called the profession of prophets. So I need to be more patient as compared to other people. This is important. So when we talk about the two aspects of a person or an individual, there are two segments of a person: what he himself or herself consider. For instance, what I simply consider about myself: who am I? So I need to work according to my ability, my performance. I mean, you people are obviously younger than me. You have different ideas, different likes and dislikes. So I don't need to act according to your will. I need to be act like a mature person. I need to act maturely. So your influence should not or must not affect on my personality. I should not be yelling or screaming at my students because I'm mature. I Society has given me a specific role. There must be certain things according to which I need to perform, I need to act. So being as a teacher, important thing is what I consider about myself. This is called I, and this I is to one of the sociologists. This is unsocial behavior, unsocial self. Even it is possible why for instance, I'm listening music and I'm all alone in my room, or whatever the situation I have. I'm gloomy or very happy. So whatever I have in my isolation, while I am alone, I am not interacting with somebody. This is the pure form of my personality, pure form of my personality. So this is I. And this is what is I the last time, what I simply consider about myself while interacting with people or isolating myself in a room or anywhere else. Second thing is me. What is me? Me is all about your social self. I mean, me is basically the objectivity, the object, what people think about yourself. So I want to behave like this. I want to be, for instance, I like to dress up in a very different way. I like to shout. I like to, for instance, dance. I like to do so many things which I have in my mind, but I can't do it because there is a reputation which is involved, which is piled up by my personality. So I'm not supposed to do things openly. I mean, because I have a professional person. So being as a professional, I need to restrict myself for certain things. For certain things. What? That I should not be behaving which is not according to society, according to sociology, which is not reasonable. So a person think, act in two different way: subjectivity or the subject way. What I am, what I simply consider myself, this is I. What I consider myself in the eyes of other people, or what other people think about me while interacting with me, while having you can say, yes, obviously interacting with me. So I need to take care of this thing as well, what people think about my personality. So I even have to behave according to their will. This is what me is. So I mean, if we talk about journally at the nutshell, sociology is all about the understanding, it's all about the interaction, it's all about the behavior, it's all about the nature versus nurturing, nature plus nurturing. So this is not difficult at all. The only thing which is required to understand sociology, you need to do you got two things. You need to have a good communicational skills. Your English must be at a certain level, and secondly, just try to think what I'm trying to teach you. You need to think according to your own mind. Just keep on practicing, keep on talking to yourself, keep whatever I have, you people trying to learn from my side, and just try to compare that data, that information with the present scenario. Either you are living in that society, or you're listening this video or watching this video outside Pakistan. Try to keep analyzing different things, try to keep analyzing different societies, your ideology. It will be far more easier for you to understand what is sociology is all about. And the last thing, I mean, within a day or two, inshallah I will get the new book, the new syllabus, and inshallah within you can say 3 to 4 days, we will uh, start the new book. I mean, with the family, the chapter family. And you people remember that in my very first and introductory video, I told you only the chapter family chapter. I mean, if we clear that chapter, we have a, you can say, a perfect understanding of chapter family. We will be able to attempt one paper of sociology, paper two. Till then, I mean, we have two off. I mean, Saturday, Sunday. So hope to see you on Monday, same channel. Till then, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi.